Hello, everybody. I'm Sarah. Welcome back to my crochet channel. I'm super glad you're here today. I'm sorry I wasn't able to chat much this morning. Rosie, I'd already taken her out because we did a walk in the garden this morning, and I'll tell you more about that later. But I was all ready to get things going, because I always have a few things I have to get ready, right? Just a few. Anywho, Rosie decided she needed to go back out. And so I was unable to have any conversation with you guys this morning. I did see that some of you are doing some really cool things. Judy was talking about making chemo hats. I think that's wonderful. And a lot of you are super busy making things. And I love that. I love to hear about all the wonderful, wonderful things that you are making. Alrighty, so if you'll notice, I started a minute early, and I was talking to some other people who do live videos, and they have way more reach than I do. And one of the things that this one gentleman mentioned is start your video a minute early, because YouTube doesn't notify people until it's started. So you can start it a minute early, and that gives people a chance to get there. I don't know if it's true or not, but I've been trying it out the last couple of weeks. I always chat and say silly things at the beginning anyway. Well, I'm super glad that you're all here. And I have a lot to talk about and a lot of things to share. But the first thing that we need to do is clink in. Clinkety, clink, clink, clink. I'm drinking my good old Aldi coffee today with some sugar-free, I think it's called caramel macchiato. Super good. I don't drink it that often because I think it's like really oversweet. It is sugar-free, but I mean, I really like it, so I'm having some today. All right, so I went out into the garden this morning, as I was talking about, because I've had so many people say, how's your spring garden? What did you plant? Is it growing? Did the weather affect it? And so what I did this morning, it was just such a gorgeous morning. It was really windy as usual. I mean, when the wind comes sweeping down the plain is actually in the song about Oklahoma. It was super windy. And so I got a little creative and I made a video. It's only about maybe 7 minutes long. I'm still editing it, so it's not out there yet. I'm going to put it out there tomorrow. And I'm going to do that in place of our this and that video for tomorrow, just because I've got so many questions about it. And we had a lot of fun out there this morning. Rosie and I even saw a couple of frogs. I think they're more toads, but I don't care. You know why? Toads eat ticks. So the toads can hang out at my house. We don't want any of those around. Okay, so we got that done. But one other thing is I was cleaning up in here because my grandkids were coming over on Friday, and we were going to have a Oma on Friday day. And my grandkids call me Oma. It's German for grandma. Anywho, and so I was doing some cleaning out because we always like to do crafts and stuff. And so what I did is I got like this big bag and I bought a whole bunch of candy and I put a bunch of my stuffies that I made and some other stuff in this bag. And then we play games, and whoever wins the game, whether it's Uno or bingo, or we did a coloring contest, and we did a game where you roll the dice and you have to draw parts of the bunny. It was so cute. And even my 17-year-old grandson participated. He's such a good sport for his Oma. Anyway, we had a lot of fun, and he's such a big guy now. He's 17. We gave our son-in-law. We have a Crossfire convertible, and we've had it for quite a few years. It's paid off. I think it's from 2009 or something. I don't know, but we've taken good care of it, and they've taken real good care of it. Anywho, my grandson is now driving that convertible, and he just loves it. He has so much fun with it. And so usually I go and pick him up. Well, he said, let me drive me and Callie over, which is, of course, is his sister, because it only holds 2 people. It doesn't have a back seat. He can't even fit his instruments for band in the back. So it's a good thing, because that way he can't take a girl in his car. His instrument is sitting over there. His big, different instrument. He plays a euphonium. That's one of them. Anywho, so they drove over, and then we went and picked up Zoe at my other granddaughter, and we just made a day of it. And Zoe brought over her friend Bradley, and Bradley was so much fun. She's like a bonus grandchild because she calls me Oma, and she's just lots of fun. And we just had a really great time. Okay, I said all that to say this: when I was cleaning, getting out some stuffies and stuff, I found my gnome. And remember, I made this gnome from this kit from. This is from Hobby Lobby. It was only $5.99, and it's the complete kit. Of course, I used my own crochet hook because they give you a plastic one. Anyway, so when I was out in the garden this morning, I thought, I've got a gnome. I need to decorate this into a garden gnome. Don't you think that would be fun? I haven't finished it yet. If you'll notice, I still need to add the bottom feet and the braids, but I think I'm going to do the braids in like a yellow or maybe a beige instead of white. I'm going to add a whole bunch of flowers and fun stuff to it, and then I'm going to set it in one of my garden pots so his bottom isn't in the dirt, you know. Don't you think that's a cute idea? When I get it all done and decorated, I'll take a picture of it and show it to you, okay? I just thought that's the cutest thing, and I forgot I had it. So the moral of that story is clean your yarn room every once in a while. I'm going to toss it over here in the bits. Anyhow, I thought I would share that with you. And they still have those kits. $5.99. It even has the stuffing in it. I mean, for you to put in it. I have an angel also that I picked up at the same time. I might use that as a giveaway. I know that I was contacted by 2 different people this week wanting to send things for giveaways. And I just love that. Brand new things, just kits and different things, because I love to give away stuff, and it's a lot of fun. Our winner last week, Jerlinda Sykes, I think that's how you say her name. She contacted me the next day, super excited, and I got her box sent out on Friday. So I hope she'll let me know when she gets it, because it really is a nice box. It was, let's see, 8 skeins, 5 ounces each, and then of course one of the black Coffee and Crochet with Sara bags. So, anywho, now I had a little thing someone sent me. I wanna tell you about it. They sent me this little, I guess you call them a meme, or is it a GIF? I don't know. A GIF? It doesn't matter. It was a picture, and this is what it said. Some days I amaze myself. Other days I spend an hour looking for where I set my crochet hook down. And I thought, that just fits me perfectly. Some days I can get like 5 different items completed. And then the next day, I can't even remember where I put that particular size crochet hook. Do y'all have that problem? I can't tell you how many times I've lost a crochet hook. I need to add some crochet hooks to our giveaways. It's just so funny. I just thought that was like so me. Raise your hand if that's you. Let's see some hands. I know you all. Yeah. All right. Well, let's do I'm going to get a quick drink of coffee because I'm already talking too much. Oh, I forgot to share one more thing about Easter. On Sunday, what our church did is we had 2 Easter programs. We had one in the morning and one in the night. And so it was so much fun because my daughter was up in the choir, and my grandson was in the orchestra, and my husband was on the other side in the orchestra. And it was so neat that they were all participating. My granddaughter doesn't play an instrument, and of course the choir was for college age and above, so she didn't get to sing. But I was just so blessed seeing my grandson up there playing and my husband playing. I think my husband was playing a bass saxophone. I can't remember which. He and my grandson both play all kinds of different instruments. But anyway, and then my daughter up there singing. I just loved it. Easter, like I said last week, Easter is one of my most favorite holidays because it's like the turning of the seasons, and everything's going to start growing and blooming. Everything's brand new, So anyway, I just love spring, and I love Easter. Tonight, we're going to go to my grandson's jazz concert. That is one of my favorite concerts that they do because I really like jazz music. So anyway, we're going to do that tonight. All right, now our shout out of the week was really interesting. A person sent this to me. It's kind of like a person from a person from a person that sent this to me. And then I watched their videos and I just loved them. And I say them because it's a husband and a wife, Chris and Emily Sasser. And I had never heard of them, but it was just a really neat YouTube channel because they bought a new house. She does all kinds of crafts, including crochet, and he does all kinds of woodworking. And what they've done is they're going through their house and their property and everything and telling you all the neat things that they're doing. Like they have chickens and they have animals and they're reupholstering furniture and they're painting walls and all kinds of neat stuff. And I think you'll really enjoy it. Let me read you what their bio says. It says, "Hey y'all, we are Chris and Emily Sasser. We bought our first house and we wanted to bring you along as we make this house our home. Chris," that's her husband, "has been building and refining furniture for 7 years and loves to take old things and make them new." I think that is awesome because my husband really likes doing that sort of thing too. "Emily is a country music artist, but a homemaker at heart. She loves to cook, decorate, and crochet. We pray this channel is a blessing to everyone who follows and shows that you can do a whole lot with a little." I just thought that was so neat. Like I said, somebody saw them and they told somebody and somebody told me, and it was like kind of down the line before I actually knew who the original person was that said, "Show this to Sarah." But I was so glad they did. And their YouTube channel link, as always, is underneath this video. You can click on it. And I'm not just saying this. When I give you a shout out for somebody on YouTube, I have actually watched some of their videos. I have actually enjoyed them or thought they were really cool. Okay, and this one really is. I love how they go back and forth with each other. They have kind of a really neat well, of course they're married. They have a great relationship, but that's not a given though. So, but anyway, I just love the way they go back and forth and talk to each other and kind of play games on each other. And it's just a really neat, it's really well produced as well, but it was really, really fun to watch. And I can't wait to watch the next one. I think they post like maybe once a week, not like as often as I do, but it's really worth going and looking. I think you'll really, really enjoy it. Okay. Now I'm going to take a break and take a drink real quick. Well, thank you, Victoria. Thank you. So glad you found us too. I am happy for everybody who finds us because, like I always say, I can't do this without all of you. And my journey has been an interesting one. When I first got on YouTube, if you really want some good laughs, go back and look at my YouTube channel that I did about 7 years ago. It's the same YouTube channel, but the stuff I was doing, oh my soul, you'll laugh your head off. I did some crazy funny things. But I had fun along the way. And I like that because we've all learned together. Okay? So, yes, my hair is crazy because of taking Rosie out the last minute. All right, let's talk about the yarn of the week. And I got some in Premier Flora. And let's take a look at these. I'm going to go to my other camera here. This is one of the brand new releases from Premier. Okay? This is Premier Flora, 96 yards, 90 meters, 3.5 ounces, 100 grams. This is what makes this so soft. It's 85% acrylic. It's 14% rayon and 1% rayon from bamboo. Rayon from bamboo. I love bamboo yarns. They're always super soft. And then 1% nylon. And that nylon, if you look at this closely, it's got a string going through it. I don't know if you can see that. Get my camera up there. But it's almost like it's not a sparkle, but a shiny line going through all of them. Maybe you can see it more in this gold one. Okay, this one's called Goldenrod. This one is called River. And then this one is called Sky. Isn't that pretty? I have something in mind that I'm going to use all three of these together. But anyway, this yarn is $4.99. They have 12 different colors. They've got some beautiful colors. And it's just a gorgeous yarn. It is a brand new, I said pattern release. It's a brand new yarn release. And Premier has released several new yarns lately. And they've got 2 other cottons that they released. Okay, I'm going to grab my iPad. because I've got their site pulled up, because they really have got some really awesome new releases. Okay, here's my iPad. I'm trying not to get it in that light. There we go. This is the candy shop. It's a bulky, and then we have this one I showed you last week. It's the Cotton Sprout Stripes. It's a light 2. Okay, and then here's the Flora. That's 3 of them that are brand new. The candy shop just came out this last Friday. It's $4.99, and it is a bulky cotton, and I can't wait to get some of that because I think that'd make a really cool poncho. That was my phone. Just ignore it. Okay, and then there's this Cotton Sprout, which is a light 2. It is $8.99. And then, of course, the Flora that I'm showing you today is $4.99. And it's brand new also. And they're really coming out with some really, really fun yarns. They did a bulky of the pom-pom. I love it. I'm going to show it to you next week. I've got some over there. I'm going to show that to you next week because it is so really soft. And I want to make a bear out of it. But, of course, it's too thick. And, of course, you can see my Joy Bears back here. And my Joy Bunny. And guess what? On Friday, for Friday Fun Day, their summer outfit, it will be all ready to go, and I will do a tutorial on it on Friday. It's going to be a fun little bucket sun hat, a little tank top, and a little pair of shorts. And it can be for the boys or for the girls. The Premier yarn Mary is bought from the Premier website. That's what I was showing you on my iPad. That's their website. That's where I buy most of my yarn. Now that there isn't a Michael's near me, and Joann's is closed, and so sometimes I'll buy my yarn from Hobby Lobby, but most of the time I just order online now because both of the Walmarts that are near me have just a sorry supply. I don't know why they don't do better at that, but anyway, on Friday we're going to do the outfit for the Joy Bears, the summer outfit. And like I've been saying, the little shorts that we're going to make, we can add a little ruffle on them to make them girly. And the little top, the same thing. We're going to add, not a little ruffle, but a little lace trim. And they're really simple. And I'm going to do all 3 pieces in one video. So it might be a little longer than, say, 35 minutes or so. I try to keep them shorter, but this one's going to be probably a little bit longer because it's going to have all 3 of the items in there. They're small items. They fit, our little Build-A-Bear size bears, the 16-inch bears. One thing that I have discovered is they do fit Cabbage Patch because the body is similar in size. And there's also a doll called a Hug-A-Bunch. My daughter had a pink one. I think she still does. They'll fit that doll and any doll that's about 16 inches. Now, the original dress that I made, that's a doll dress that's yellow, was made for the American Girl dolls. And they're a little bit skinnier. So you can use these patterns for those, but they're going to be a little bit wide because these Build-A-Bears have kind of a wider bottom. So, anywho, I'm really excited about that because we've been working on it and it's a lot of fun to make outfits for our bears. And these are our Joy Bears. We have Joy. I'm going to have to look at them. Let's see. We have Joy. We have Faith is the bunny. And then we have Gabe. And then we have Teddy. And then we have... I can't remember the other one. Maybe you guys can remember. Hope. That's it. Thank you, Carlina. I knew there was one more. Faith, Hope. I was going to name the bunny Charity, but I ended up calling her Faith. So anyway, if I get another one, it's a girl, I'll call her Charity. But anyway, yes. Cookie is the Girl Scout one, and she's in the other room because I'm using her to measure. I want to make sure everything fits. Yes. Okay, so I mean, really, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the Build-A-Bears, and one is a bunny. You don't have to have a Build-A-Bear, though. But I bet if you raided your grandkids' closet or your kids' closets or a neighbor's kids' closets, they'll have a Build-A-Bear you can borrow. And the truth of the matter is, the bunny I got at Goodwill. I washed her in the wash machine. She turned out perfect, although she was still in great shape. She didn't look like she was used at all. And you can use any animal that's that size. Someone was made a sloth, an outfit for a sloth, and what was the other one I saw? Was it a skunk? I can't remember. Anyway, a Texaco bear called Ace. Well, you know what? If it's the same size, the clothes will fit it. So, anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. And what I'm trying to do with this, actually, I love teddy bears. Frog will work too. As long as the body's the same, it'll fit. You know, it can be a cat, it can be a dog, it can be a monkey. Doesn't matter. But what I'm trying to do is I'm going to make some outfits. Like I'm making this summer outfit, the shorts and the tank top and the hat. And then, like come back to school, I might make some back to school clothes. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, holiday, all, and really have some fun. And I don't know that I'll have one every month, but every now and then. Just because I love them. I love teddy bears, and I've had the little cream colored one. He's down there on the floor. She is down there on the floor. And I know I got her at Build-A-Bear myself when I took my grandkids one time. But I can't find her paperwork, and I didn't remember what I called her. And so we decided to call her Joy. And so the Joy Bears are named after her. Okay? And I love that I got so many and so different many colors and things. And the Girl Scout bear, she's like one of the Samoa cookies. She's all different colors with the beiges and browns. So, and she's got purple on her feet. So anyway, now the other thing is I've been working really hard, and I think I've got the measurements right to make our own. I'm calling it, instead of Build-A-Bear, we're calling it Crochet-A-Bear. Okay? And I've got the measurements all ready to go, and I'm working. I was using I can't remember the size yarn I was using now, but I switched, and I'm using it's blanket yarn from Bernat, and it is a 6. And that's the yarn that I'm using. So if you got some of the yarn that's laying around that's a 6, you could make a bear without having to go buy any. But also, I think it was Ollie's that has a brown, and I'm using that brown on a rug. I'm not using that same one. But anyway, it doesn't take very much. You could buy one of those skeins and probably make the bear, because, the stitches are bigger, So, but I've got the body and the head and one foot and one arm ready to go. And I want to stuff them and make sure the measurements are correct and everything. And so I'm hoping to have that ready in June. But my thought is because July, I always do Christmas in July. And so I'm thinking I might do it in like the beginning of July to go along with our Christmas in July. And then maybe we could make a little Christmas hat or something to go with it. Something like that. I haven't got it all figured out yet, but just to keep you in the know. So anyway, but back to this. This is our yarn of the month. Okay, start this again. Boop, boop. Take 2. This is our yarn of the week. And I can't wait to make something with it. It's so soft and squishy and beautiful. Okay, I'm going to set that aside over there by the gnome where I threw him. And let's talk about what we did this week. Okay, so last week's video for our this and that video, I finished up what I called the yarn label videos. And the last one I did was having to do with yarn labor and the yarn fiber. And the reason I called it part of the label videos is because when you lose a label or you're given some yarn and you don't know what it is, you have an idea maybe, but you're not sure, this video will give you some 5 or 6 different techniques to help you determine what the fiber is. Okay? And it's not perfect, but it will help you. So anyway, that was our this and that video for last week. Tomorrow, like I said, it's going to be the garden video, because the truth of the matter is I had this idea. I thought maybe I'll just start another YouTube channel and do all my garden videos on there. But I just decided not to, because a lot of times I crochet things for the garden, and I have a couple of things that I'm going to be doing for the garden. So I don't want to separate the two. Okay, so what we did this week is we did the tulip washcloth. And let me put this out here so you can see them. We'll go back to the other camera. All right, so this is the tulip washcloths. They're a 9x9 washcloth. And you can see the little tulip stitches that are made by, they're done with a 3 double crochet cluster. And we do these in rows. And this one is done with the Crafter's Secret. And this is from Hobby Lobby. You can use any cotton as long as it's a medium weight number 4. And if you want to use it as, say, a doily or maybe put a candle on it, you can use acrylic. This pink one is also Crafter's Secret. And the white is, I love this cotton from Hobby Lobby. And I use the same on both of those. And so it's a really fun pattern. It's perfect for spring. You know, and if you wanted to make a table runner, you could just continue your repeat rows until it's as long as you want. Okay. And I love this. I wanted to do one where I did like yellow, pink, I don't know, blue or something. And I just didn't get the time to get another one made. I really love this one. Up close, it's really, really pretty. You can see all those variegated from this yarn here. And this is Crafter's Secret. It's called Hot Pink, which I don't know why, because it's, I mean, it does have some hot pink in it. I probably would have called it Variegated Spring or something. No one asked me the names though. And this bright green is just called Lime. And this one here is just called Pink. So, and they're all Crafter's Secret from Hobby Lobby except for the white. All right, and that's one of the things that we did this week. And I really, really love to make washcloths to learn a new stitch. And a lot of people said they'd never made the tulip stitch before, but I do have a couple of patterns out there that have that stitch in it. I have a scarf that has the tulip stitch in it. I have a headband that does, but we didn't change colors when we did it. It's all just one color, but we alternated some of the tulip stitches in it. See, I'm trying to think. There was something else I did the tulip stitch in, but I can't remember. But I do have several patterns out there that use that particular stitch. Okay. All of the patterns that I'm showing you today, the video links are underneath this video. So all you have to do is go there and click the link. All of my patterns and videos are on my YouTube channel, and I have them set up in playlists. So if you're looking for, say, hats or scarves, you can go to my YouTube channel, hit that tab that says playlists, and all my playlists will come up, and then you can look through my playlists. I have one called Kitchen and Bath. That's where you'll find a lot of washcloths and dishcloths. Okay? I try to do that to make things easier for you. Okay, now, the other thing we did is the hooded, a snuggler baby blanket. And I did this especially for my friend. Her name is Victoria. She goes by Tori with me, but I think as she's gotten older, she's gone back to Victoria. And she's just a dear friend. I've known her for many years. She got married, I think, 2 years ago. I'm not sure exactly. And she miscarried her first baby. And so now she's having another baby, and he's a little boy. And this morning she showed me the ultrasound. I was really excited to see that. She sent me a message with the ultrasound in it. Okay, so this is hooded, and it's so nice because I made the pattern to fit about a newborn to about 6 months. And I say about because I had 5 and 6 pound babies. My sister had 8 and 9 pound babies. So there's a lot of difference there on a baby, okay? And so it just really depends on the size of the baby. The blanket itself, it measures from here, not the hood, down 24 inches, and then it's, I believe, 32 inches wide. And this is basically a rectangle granny square, okay? And you can, if you want this to be even bigger, like you want it to be bigger for maybe a toddler, you can continue the rounds on the blanket until it's the length that you want or the width that you want, okay? And so the yarn that I used for this is called Sundance Scramble. And the color is just called Baby, I believe. Let's see. They write these silly things so little baby. And then I just used blue on the trim. And it's just trim is just a row of double crochet that goes all the way around the hood and around the blanket. And I used blue because my friend is having a boy. But you can use any medium weight number 4 yarn that you want on this. You could use a cotton acrylic blend. I don't recommend making baby items out of wool until you know for sure the baby's not going to be allergic. And I learned that the hard way with my daughter. My daughter was extremely allergic to wool. And I'd found some really cool wool, and I made her a little wool hat, and her whole face broke out, and that was a mistake. So this is a medium weight number 4 yarn, and I've been asked, can I make it in another measurement? Just remember, if you go with a smaller yarn, you're going to get a smaller project. If you go with a bigger yarn, you're going to get a bigger project, because the thickness of the yarn is what those numbers mean. Okay? And the nice thing about this blanket is there isn't any pom-poms, no buttons, no zippers, no Velcro. It's just basically a hooded blanket. And we made it wider than it is long so you can cuddle that baby up. Because one of the things that was so precious to me, I was given a little quilt that someone had made, and it had a little hood, and it was longer than it was, in length. And I thought, this is kind of a weird blanket. And she came over and she said, let me show you how to use it. So she took her daughter's baby doll and she set her in and showed me how you wrap the feet up and then you wrap it around, and it will help snuggle the baby and calm the baby, because babies are used to being in the womb, and when you bring them out, it's a great big world out there. And so when they're cuddled up, and then they fuss less. And so I loved that one, and I thought, I'm going to make one for my friend. Okay, and so that's why I designed this one. It's really easy and it's actually really fun to make. It's one of those ones because you just keep going around. Once you get going, it is a rectangle. Remember that. It's not a square, but I walk you through all of that in the video. Okay, and of course, every one of my videos that I have on YouTube have a written pattern with pictures, and those are always underneath each of those individual videos so you can go and look at pictures. And I get questions sometimes on Ravelry, and they'll say, I don't really understand what the pattern's saying here. And I always say, I really recommend you go watch the video, just fast forward to that portion, and it'll help you. Because that's why I do both, because a lot of times people, I don't want to watch a video, it takes too long, I just want the pattern. So they'll go to the blog and do the pattern, and then they're like, I don't understand. Well, you can always fast forward to that portion of the video, or if you're someone who just really likes videos, you can just do the video, because that's why I do it that way. So everybody who, whether you just depend on a video or a written pattern, or you really need some pictures, both ways, they're there for you. Because, like I always say also, I don't want you to be frustrated. Crochet is a wonderful art. It's a wonderful fiber and yarn art. And when we make things, to me, they're art. This baby blanket for my friend is a piece of art that I'm giving her, because it was designed specifically for her. I'm just sharing it with all of you. And remember, you don't have to use the same yarn that I used. I think it would be absolutely gorgeous in an ombre. Or maybe you could add some little ears and make it a bear or a cat or something, to the hat. Use your imagination. And that's something else I just love. When people take my patterns and they show me, I used this different color yarn. Or, I added a special trim, because you could. If you're making this for a little baby girl, you might want to add a little extra, shell trim or something like that. Oh, on the back of my chair, this is the Change of Seasons wrap shawl. It's a really, really simple wrap shawl. If I can get it on, it's really simple. It's just a real thin wrap shawl. I made it for Easter last year, because the dress that I wore for Easter last year was a little bit darker. I wore a really pretty dress this year. I got a really good bargain. Anyway, so it's just a nice wrap shawl. It works nice if you're going to go to like a wedding or be out and it's cool in the evening. So I keep these around because Our church decides they like to freeze us out. Every restaurant, including the one we went to Sunday, like to freeze you out. Every time, the only store I ever go in that doesn't want to freeze you out is Walmart, and they just want to bake you. So I just like to have shawls around. I can get in the car and put it over my shoulders and warm up. You know, it's just, I keep them everywhere. And I like to give them away a lot. You know, someone that I'm really thinking about or praying for or something, I want them to know that I care about them. And I'll send it to them, you know, or give it to them. One of my really favorite things to do is, to give someone a shawl, but just walk up behind them and just wrap it around them, you know, and wrap it around them and just, I'm thinking about you, you know, I'm praying for you, and just walk away. And they're like, what just happened? I love to do that. And then I'll just come walking back and give them a hug, tell them I care for them, because, you know, we're all going through different things and different struggles, and just that little bit of something can really cheer somebody up. Okay, you want me to put the yellow poncho on? Let me see if I can grab it. My chair gets stuck. Sorry, I have to undress her. That's okay. All right, this is our Go Bananas poncho. And just FYI, this is the smallest size. And I normally wear a medium large, sometimes extra large, depending on the cut things. And let me show you how long it is on me. See? And this is another one I made because I wanted it. And a lot of times I like to wear a tank top or a bathing suit top if we're going out to the beach, or, you know, or you might want to wear shorts and a tank top or something like that. I don't wear tube tops. I'm too blessed for those, but but it's nice to have just a shawl to throw on. You spent the whole day out in the sun, maybe on vacation, and you're going to go get something to eat, but you don't want your shoulders to get sunburnt any more than they already are. And you can just plop this on. It's a really easy pattern. I made it in 4 sizes. And because it's made to be big and loose, the sizes are like extra small, small. And by the way, this isn't extra small, small, because they're made to be big and loose. And then there's medium large. Then there's extra large 2X, and then 3X, 4X. Because it's made to be big and loose. You can drape it off your shoulder. You can do whatever you want with it. But this is the banana yarn from Premier, the fruit yarn, and I just loved it. I ordered in special for this because I just love yellow, and I love how the colors look. Isn't that just gorgeous? All right, so, but we did that last week. There is a pattern for that, as usual, and again, you can find all the patterns that I share with you on my page. Just look for those. I look like I've got a naked person behind me. It's okay. She's wearing a yellow shirt. My yellow shirt. But anyway, like I said, all of my patterns are, you know, categorized in playlists. And I get people all the time ask me, do you have this? Do you have that? Do yourself a big favor. Because I don't always see I do read through all of the comments, but I don't see them quickly all the time. Because there's certain times of the day, like first thing in the morning, I read through all the comments. And then usually late afternoon, I'll read through all the comments again, you know, for all the new ones. Because I get lots of comments and I love them. I love to read the comments. It's just if you're looking for something quickly, I may not be able to find it. Yes, of course you can add a drawstring. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, it would look really cute with a drawstring with some wooden beads. Wouldn't that be pretty? Yeah. I think it'd be gorgeous like that. You could do a chain drawstring, or you could get some thin ribbon, add some beads to it. Wouldn't that be pretty? You know, I love adding beads to my crochet projects. If you look through the Friday Fun Day playlist, you'll see there's lots of beads in there. I just love it. It's really a lot of fun. If, you know, and the other thing about this poncho is if you want it longer, like you want it to come down to your waist, or even, you know, like use it as a bathing suit wrap or whatever, make it longer. Just keep doing the repeat, and then when it's as long as you want, put the trim on. You know, that's one thing I try to remind everybody is length is easy to add. Number two, if it's coming out too big, go down a hook size. If it's coming out too small, go up a hook size. And most importantly, anytime you see a pattern, but you don't like the color, don't walk away. Make it in the color you love. You know, if you don't like yellow, I mean, yellow is my favorite color, but that pattern would look beautiful in an ombre or just a solid white or cream. It would also be beautiful in like a bright red, you know. I love bright red too, or hot pink, you know. So use your, or if you've got yarn on hand and you're not sure you're going to like it, use some yarn that's maybe not your favorite, stitch it up, try it on, you like it, then make it in the color that you like. You know, pattern designers use the colors a lot of times that they're sent from the companies, but also that they like. I love yellow, so you'll probably see, have seen a lot of yellow things that I've made, you know, and so you make what you like. You make the colors you like. You don't, if that you love a wrap, but it's blue, make it purple or something else, you know. And another thing is, you'll see, I'll make things in some variegated like that, but I don't like to use a lot of really busy ones, although I love them for things, but I don't do a lot of tutorials that way because they're just hard to see online. That's why I rarely ever do anything in like a navy blue or a black, and even red is really hard to video. You got to get the lighting just right. And there's times when I'm trying to video that I will mess with the lighting longer than doing the actual video, because I'll keep looking. I'm like, oh no, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. You know, and then I'll go to edit the whole thing, and I'm like, what was I doing? And then I have to start all over again. So videoing is a tricky art. Okay, so we've covered all of those things. I was going to see if anybody had any other questions here. I don't see it. Oh, your Walmart is cold. Ours here, both the Yukon one and the Mustang one, sweat us. They think we want to lose weight because, well, we do, but but they sweat us out. I'm trying to think, there was some other store I was in the other day. Oh no, it was the post office. I went to drop off that box on Friday, and I had to get some more boxes because I like to use the post office boxes, and they didn't have any out in the front, so I had to go into the room, and I opened that door, and it was like an oven. I'm like, oh my word, I feel so sorry for these people working in here. That's where it was. But I mean, it's either they freeze you out or it's too hot. There is no happy medium. Alrighty, well, I don't see any other questions right offhand, but just another thing, if you have a question and I haven't answered it, you can always put that in the comments. Please do comment. I love to read your comments. I may not get to them immediately, but I will get to them. And just an FYI, Sunday is the day I don't usually get a chance to read all of them, because it's always a busy day for us. Because we have church on Sunday morning and Sunday night, and we almost always have fellowship with somebody on Sunday afternoon, just because we like people. And a lot of times it's family or whatever. Fridays, a lot of times I may not get to everything if I have a grandkid day. We call it Oma Day because my grandkids call me Oma. So anywho, my neighbor was out, and she was carrying this little carrier. And I said, oh, you've got your grandbaby with you. She said, yeah, this is my youngest one. I think she said he was 6 months old. And I thought, my youngest grandchild's going to be 13. How did that happen? They could grow up so fast. So anyway, do yourself a favor. Go underneath my video and click that link for the Sasser House YouTube channel. You won't be disappointed. You will love it. Tell them I sent you and I love their channel. Okay, the other thing is, click that Premier Yarn link underneath this video. Go check out all their new yarns. They have some absolutely gorgeous new yarns, and you won't be disappointed. Okay, lastly, tomorrow we're not doing a this and that video. We're doing a walk through my garden. It's only like a 7-minute video. And I had a lot of fun with it. I added a lot of extra stuff to it just for fun. Okay. And then I will tell you, if you have questions that, because I have been gardening for a long time, but I'm having to kind of relearn gardening in Oklahoma because it's totally different than gardening in Colorado. And so, if you have some questions, I can try to answer them. And like I always say, if you have a question about yarn or crochet or gardening, you know, if I don't know the answer, I will do my best to find you an answer. Okay. So feel free to comment and ask questions. But like I always say, I don't know why the sky is blue or the grass is green, other than that's just the way they were made. Yeah, you can make a tablecloth. You know what, guys? Any yarn can be used for whatever you want with it. I have made tablecloths with super bulky, number 5. I've also done them with really light thread. The thing is, even that number 2 yarn, the light 2, my hands do get a little bit tired because I do have a little bit of arthritis in my thumb. And what's really funny is I have it in both my thumbs, but my thumb that I hold the project in hurts more than the one that I crochet with. So I don't know about that. Anywho, any yarn, you can use it for whatever you want to. Okay, give it a try. I've done some really weird things with yarn. I'm like, yeah, I like that. And then sometimes it's like, what were you thinking? So yeah, just give it a shot. All right. So lastly, Friday for Friday Fun Day, we're going to do the bear outfits. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a Build-A-Bear bear, just an animal that is the 16-inch. And one thing about crocheting and making things with yarn is if you made a dress for your bear, or say you're making it for a turtle, and it's just entirely too big, go down a hook size, just like I was saying earlier. And if you're making the dress and you try it on your bear and your bear's a little too, snug, go up a hook size. It's fine. It's easy to adjust like that, okay? And I get people all the time and say, oh, you made this for a 22-inch head and my head is 23. What do I do? Go up a hook size. Loosen your stitches a little bit, okay? And that's such an easy fix, all right? Now, I don't know if I'm going to return to the this and that videos next week or not. I have something different planned that's different. And I like to keep you guessing, okay? Well, I'm glad you liked the Oma Day. How that started was when Zoe was born, because we were all in Colorado. Her mom needed a day to herself, and just so she could clean the house and do the dishes and things and do some shopping. And so I said, well, just bring her over and we'll have an Oma Day. And that's how it started. And first it was Tuesdays, and then I think it was Thursdays. And then when we moved here to Oklahoma, it made it easier for Aiden and Callie because they go to their Gigi, which is their daddy's mom, on Thursdays during the summer, and then after school. And then on Fridays, so we said, well, we'll just do Fridays. And that works out great for us. And I like it. A lot of times I'll just make dinner and everybody just stays and eats. And a lot of times I'll just buy a bunch of, crackers and cheese and we'll eat junk food. I try really hard not to because y'all know I'm on a really strict diet. Speaking of that, just so you know, I'm doing great. I haven't been sick in a long time. I went through a thing there for a while where I just could not get past the coughing and the sneezing. Yes, I have some allergies, but I take Zyrtec when it bugs me. For some reason, some people will get it in their chest. Mine is always in my sinuses. So anyway, I need to let you go. We've had so much fun today. I love talking with you. I love answering your questions. And the last thing I want to say is, I know there's no place for you to show a picture of what you've made here on YouTube. If you try to send me a private video, it will not be opened. I had some spam come through like that. And so YouTube suggested that I just have that set up where it won't get through. And so if you want to show a picture or even a short video of your work, we do have a Facebook page. It's just called Coffee and Crochet with Sara Facebook page. And we call it a no drama llama group. Okay? That means no unkindness is allowed, no meanness, all uplifting, happy. Show your work, whether it has mistakes or not. We've all made them, so it's okay if they do. And the reason I say that, because I really, really, really love to see the things that you make. I really do. You can try to post them on the Posh Pooch Designs page. Sometimes they come through and sometimes they don't, and I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with all of that. But I do know that in our Facebook page, it's a group actually, Coffee and Crochet with Sara Facebook group. You do have to answer the 3 questions. And if you don't, we send you back an email that says, oops, you didn't answer the questions. Please answer the questions. Because it's a really neat place for everyone to post what they're working on. We also do what we call free crochet link blasts. And we just find some free patterns some days and list them so that you can go and look at them. And we try to do themes and stuff like that. Some days I forget because I get busy days, and sometimes I do it on the wrong day. My friend Rita, she's been a blessing to me. She usually does Tuesdays and Wednesdays for me. And if she's busy and she can't, then we have Kim. And Kim and Rita are always in the group. Not always, but I mean, they're always willing to answer questions and things like that in the group. So, and they are admins. They help keep the spam and the unkindness out because we don't allow it. Only kindness, because kindness costs you nothing. My mom used to say that. She'd say, why frown when kindness costs you nothing? She'd also say, life's too short to live it grumpy, so stop it. Alrighty, well, I'm going to let you guys go on that note. I hope you have a fun week, and I'm just super excited for Friday's Friday Fun video.